Retirement has become a real big issue here in the United States. In fact, a recent study has shown that 1 in 4 Americans believe that they will not be able to retire.
Okay, here's something that most people probably don't really think about. Because you're so used to seeing the elderly and maybe your own grandparents, the boomers that have their pensions, retirements, and yeah, that money's tight, they use coupons, they don't do much, but they manage, they get by. Most people going forward, especially if you're probably like under 50, you will never retire. Almost nobody will in the future. There's so many things that have gone wrong between the inflation, the complete removal of pensions. Even a lot of pensions that are out there are going to have trouble one day with the markets. You could talk about the national debt, you could talk about pending interest rates, but there's so much going on. I think Denmark, even over in Europe, they just pushed their retirement age to 70. That's what we're trying to do right now. We're basically going to have to push Social Security back. Nobody's going to get rid of Social Security. What they're going to do is they're going to push it back so far that you'll be dead before you ever get it. And it's because it's really an illiquid system. I think for every 2 people paying into it, there's somebody receiving it. The government has leached off of Social Security for so long. Then what they did is they attached the Social Security Disability Fund, which is, the last I checked, probably somewhere around 13 million people are collecting off of it. And that comes from Social Security also. So people used to get the full amount at 62.5. That's crazy inflation. And then even with that, you'll hear people say that, oh, I can't live off of that. And what they do is they have another retirement. Like my parents, they're lucky. They did good. They were both retired military, and then they became teachers, and then they just retired as teachers. So they're basically both double retired, and now they get Social Security. My generation will get nothing.
Prepare for perpetual slavery. America will be perpetual slavery. They just moved the age of retirement back again, which means more work, less money. More work, less rest. Call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles, the great millstone, who taught us His truth, and truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. And it's going to be a quick video. I don't want to make this too long. All right. Going into the retirement. It says retirement in America is collapsing and no one is ready. All right. This is a homestead journey from the channel, A Homestead Journey. And pretty much, people are coming to the realization that this country wants you to work until you're dead. All right. There is going to be no more retirement. There is no more pensions. Okay. Hey, you better pull your money out of your 401k before the economy collapses, and they take it anyways. This place is through. All right, the future of America is looking very, very bleak. All right, and if I didn't say it already, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful like scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. All right, but we see this place crumbling before our eyes, and now these heathen are seeing it. And they're feeling it. All right, but we warned you that this place was going to be on its way out, okay? At the end of the day, America is about to be in a very, very bad place. And a lot of people hear that joy, found joy in America, are about to find misery and pain, suffering, all right? And I'm going to start off with the scripture right here. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. And those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of grinding is low. So this is what's coming to America, man. All right. is the future is looking very bleak for America. And I forgot exactly what Dr. Seuss book it was, but it was a Dr. Seuss book we read growing up, where it was somebody looking out the window and it was raining. And that's the reality for America, man. All right, you got people that's still stuck and confused, thinking that they're gonna be able to retire here in America and, you know, buy a house. And if you're trying to buy a house in America in these times, you are autistic, okay? They just said that what they doing 50-year mortgages, so you'll be paying for the house for 50 years. They just pulled back the retirement age from 65 to 70, and then they're trying to talk about going back 75. So it means you have to work 75 years before you can receive your retirement, which most people in America are dying before they're even 75 because of all the poison in the air, the water, the food, and medication. All right? And this is all by design. They want you to work until you're dead, okay? Pretty much to be perpetual slaves. All right? And all your tax dollars, all your hard-earned money is going to Israel, all right? And funding, you know, the war in Gaza. So this place is looking very bleak, man. And people understand and starting to realize that there is no future for America. Even if this place had another 10, 15 years, it's going to be a very, very uncomfortable 10 or 15 years, all right? And it started with our head elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who told you that America's through. America's finished. There is going to be no more America left, man, all right? Starting from the top, in the NLT, don't let the excitement of youth, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Don't let the excitement of youth cause you to forget your Creator. Honor him in your youth before you grow old and say life is not pleasant anymore. And we're coming into the time where life isn't going to be pleasant anymore. Okay? You've been coming here thinking about living the American dream. American dream is going to be a nightmare. It's not going to be pleasant anymore very soon, man. And that's what this video is about. All right? I'm going to bring it back and let it play out. But that's what this video is about. We're coming into some very, very crucial times for you everyday Babylonians, man. You're going to find out that what you thought was going to be okay is not going to be okay. What you thought you was going to have to retire and be able to have a pension and, to get your rest, it's not happening. Already we work every single day, all day, until you're pretty much, on your deathbed. All right, I saw a video, and I'll probably do another video on it later, of Jake speaking about how they work all week long, and the days go by, just in hopes to get to Friday, Friday is tomorrow. You know how that term go? Thank God it's Friday, TGF. Okay, or thank God it's Friday, whatever. Thank God it's Friday, right? Because people know that usually on Fridays that, when Friday comes, and you got to go to work, but that's your last day of working for 2 days. And you get a little break, your weekend break, and then you got to go back to work. So the point is, you got to work all week long in hopes to enjoy a Friday where you get paid, crumbs, pennies on the dollar. And then you got to go, and then you got 2 days of, to rest or, enjoy yourself before you got to get right back to work. Which means what? Okay. Slavery, all right? Perpetual slavery. And this is what these elites want, all right? There was a clip of this guy, Ben Shapiro, saying, you should work more. Which he's a small hat. They want you Americans to work more and more and more, like the goyim you are, so they can continue to benefit off of your tax dollars and your money. If Americans wasn't so drugged up and bugged out from all the chemicals in the food, the water, and the air, that they would be protesting and storming the palaces like they're doing in Mexico right now, which I got a video on that. I was gonna post it tonight, but I'll probably post it tomorrow morning or tomorrow, afternoon, because I don't want to, overflood the feed. But from the video I posted earlier to this video, I'm not gonna post it tonight. I'll post it tomorrow around like 2 o'clock maybe. But I might post it tonight, and it'll premiere around 2 o'clock. Shalom, Atazwam, Yahawah Shemel Shabrakatah, the water brother. Yahawah Shemel Shabrakatah. All right, but we see that America as we know it, or as we knew it, is gone. Okay, the promise of life, the promise of, you know, retirement, the promise of you know, a nice, you know, life is over. And from this point on, it's only going to get worse. All right, it's only going to get worse. So through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, we understand this country is through. This is why we are investing in the kingdom of heaven, the world to come, rather than America. And they're going to explain that in this video. That's called Retirement in America is Collapsing. There is no more retirement. All right, they want you to work until you croak. All right, until you die on the job. Okay, and they're going to replace you in the next 2 or 3 days and get somebody else to do your job. So let's bring this back. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Don't let the excitement of youth cause you to forget your creator. You see, you get too caught up in your youth, living, having a good time, and you forget your creator. Don't let the excitement of your youth make you forget your creator. This is why the Lord has called us into this truth as babes. Some of us, before we was 20 years old, we was called into this truth, man, to serve YAHAWASHI. Okay, why is that? Because there is no future for America. It ain't no retirement, man. That's gonna be a thing of the past. Retiring, and you know, which you got people that retire now, and they still, you know, broke as hell. All right, so there is no future for America, and now these everyday Americans are starting to realize that, as we've already known it from our elders and apostles. This place is through, bro. Okay, all your money's going to Israel. Okay. YAHAWASHI is done with America. America has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and now he is done with America. It says, honor him in your youth before you grow old and say, life is not pleasant anymore. You see? So life as we know it is going to become more and more less pleasant. And we're already seeing that. All right? We're already seeing these things play out. Wicked. That's what's being promoted right now. Wicked for good. Wicked for good. Look at this.
I will not.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up, bro. I'm not making this up. That's what's being promoted right now. Wicked. Wickedness is being promoted. Wickedness is being praised. Wickedness is being honored here in this kingdom. This is why YAHAWASHI got to come and destroy this place. All right. It says, remember him before the light of the sun, moon, and stars is dim to your old eyes, and rain clouds continually darken your sky. Remember him before your legs, the guards of your house, start to tremble, and before your shoulders, the strong men stoop. And what we're seeing, your military is getting weak. Okay, your economists are jumping out of windows. Okay, remember that song? I'm jumping out the window with this one, jumping out the window with this one. You got these people that's, you know, dealing with the stock market and whatnot, just jumping out of high-rise buildings because they know that it's through, it's over with. I went into it a few weeks ago about how all these crypto dollars have crashed, all these cryptocurrencies have crashed. You had Bitcoin that was over 120,000 per Bitcoin is now down to 80,000. And they're saying it's going to get less and less, which it might go back up. This might be a good time to buy in, but eventually it's all going to go to shit. Okay, America's going to go to shit. And this is the Lord got us warning you of what's coming. The Lord got us warning you of what's happening. It won't be much of a prophecy if we didn't say it before it happened. Okay, that's what prophecy means, to say before. So we're telling you before it happens. You see, the Lord has opened up his mouthpiece, which is the prophets, to warn you of what's to come before it comes. Because if we were saying that as it was happening, we won't be much of prophets. So we're telling you America is through. This economy is about to tank, and all hell is about to break loose. Okay? You're not going to be able to afford anything very soon. I saw a video, and it was showing a woman. She was in the store filming a video of her, of her and her child. And she was comparing the prices of things that she was seeing on the screen from 2-3 years ago to today, and it was double in prices. You think that's by coincidence? No, that's by design. America is through, okay? And we can't say it in any more different languages for you to understand. America's done. YAHAWASHI is through with America. So reading on, it says, and before your shoulders, the strong man stoop. Remember him before your teeth. Your few remaining servants stop grinding, which means what? Stop working. You got people, I saw a video the other day. It was a statistic that there's more people that are unemployed in America than people that are employed, which employed means just to be a slave. You're a worker. You got more people in America without a job than people with a job, okay? What does that tell you? All these benefits and these tax dollars that pretty much fund these programs that you was crying over, guess what? They're not going to get funded anymore. Okay? So we're in a time of great death, destruction, and confusion. And you about to feel it on a whole nother level. It says, your few remaining servants stop grinding, and before your eyes, the women looking through the windows see dimly. Right, in the KJV. And those that look out the windows be darkened. Okay? So that's symbolic for looking forward to the future of America, and it's looking very dark, very bleak. Okay? Very uncomfortable. Prices going up. People all over TikTok complaining about the cost of living and, you know, everything else. You know, that's through the grace of YAHAWASHI. The Lord is keeping us, bro. We're good. You know, we ain't great, but we're good. Our bills are paid. We got food. We got everything we need. Okay? Let's talk about being content. Okay? Because the time we're coming into, the Lord about to strip all these things away. It says, make thee ready for the battle, for ye shall be as pilgrims upon the earth. You ain't going to be able to live in a house for much longer, man. You ain't going to be comfortable with your Wi-Fi and your AC. That's coming to an end here in America. Pretty soon, nobody's going to have a job. This is what they're talking about, universal basic income. Okay? And with that, you're going to have to comply to this beast system. So those of us that are serving YAHAWASHI, we will have to pretty much completely denounce this system, man. You know, go off the grid and put our full faith and focus on YAHAWASHI. That's what this means. Let me finish this up. Remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed and the sound of work fades. You know, all that sound of working. It ain't no jobs anymore. There is no future for America. And people are starting to realize this more and more every day. That's why you got everyday Americans speaking about it. Now you rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint, which is what? Your electrical bird is the alarm. You know, in the ancient time, you know, or before time, they had the rooster. You know, people don't even have roosters and chickens anymore. You go buy your eggs from a store. I saw a video where you had it was a woman, she was a streamer, she was a foreigner, and she was completely, you know, disgusted and, you know, surprised to see white eggs. She said, white eggs? Eggs are supposed to be brown. Eggs are supposed to be brown. I've never seen a white egg before, because here in America, they're selling you GMO lab-made food. It's not even food. She had never seen a white egg before. We've become so accustomed to white eggs, you think eggs supposed to be white. They're supposed to be brown. Okay? A healthy chicken lays brown eggs, not white eggs. So that shows you that this place is through, man. All right? So pretty soon, people going to wake up at the voice of the rooster or your electric rooster, which is those alarm clocks, with shame and pity. And that's already happening. You got people out there that's looking for a job and they don't have a job. Retirement? You don't even have a job. You don't even have a job. Okay? YAHAWASHI is through with America, man. We're going to hear these people cry and complain, but we understand what this all means. Because as America goes down, we go up. All right? So when it says there is no more retirement for America because there is no more future for America, America is on its way out. It says, remember him, who? YAHAWASHI. Remember him before you become fearful of falling and worry about danger in the streets. You got people that's literally getting jacked up, snatched up in the streets, man. Okay? You got sex trafficking that's going to be on an all-time high. Okay? People getting kidnapped and sold. Okay? You walk around with a bunch of jewelry around your neck. Okay? Thinking you fly. Motherfucker going to take your life for that shit because they ain't got food in their house. I gotta feed my kids. I gotta feed my kids. The time we coming into, people don't even have jobs. It's about to get very, very ugly here in America, bro. The Bible says if they do all these things in a green tree, how much more in a dry? If they're robbing and stealing and killing while this economy is still going, how much more when this economy shut down for good? Don't make yourself a target, man. Use wisdom. All right? It says, before the hair turns white like the almond tree in bloom, and you drag along without energy like a dying grasshopper. Why? Because you're malnourished. You ain't ate in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 2 weeks. Right? That's coming here in America. We're going to see America become a third world country, man, right before our eyes. So people are realizing now there is no more retirement. You've been working this job for 30, 40, 50 plus years and ain't no retirement? Which means what? You got to keep working. You got people getting up in age. Hey, I went to fucking, hey, bro, it's a testimony. Me and a brother, we went to, get some food from Publix, and I had went to get a salad, right? It was a lady in there working, making sandwiches. She had to be at least 70 years old, moving slow as hell. Hands got the shakes. She damn near on her deathbed trying to make me a sandwich. Still gotta work. Your grandparents used to be able to retire, okay? But now they can't even retire anymore. There is no more future for America. It's our job to scream this upon the rooftops, which is through the internet, to tell you what time we're coming into. America's through. This lady, she was making my salad, and there was no love in that salad, man. They just threw some shit together, a bunch of Edomites in their own kingdom. But she was making my salad, and she like at least 70 years old. At least, might have been 75. She supposed to retired a long time ago. But me and the brother in the kind of a rush, and she taking forever to make a fucking salad, bro. Because she still got to work here in America. Just to try to survive. You don't see what's going on? This place is through. They're robbing you. To your face. It's like in your face. So let's bring that back. So like it for the ad. I want to bring this back. Salakia, what the hell just happened?
Issue here in the United States.
We're gonna let this play through. We're gonna grab some more precepts.
Retirement has become a real big issue here in the United States. In fact, a recent study has shown that 1 in 4 Americans believe that they will not be able to retire.
Okay, here's something that most people probably don't really think about. Because you're so used to seeing the elderly and maybe your own grandparents, the boomers, that have their pensions, retirements, and that money's tight, they use coupons, they don't do much, but they manage, they get by. Most people going forward, especially if you're probably like under 50, you will never retire. Almost nobody will in the future. There's so many things that have gone wrong between the inflation, the complete removal of pensions. Even a lot of pensions that are out there are going to have trouble one day with the markets. You could talk about the national debt, you could talk about pending interest rates, but there's so much going on. I think Denmark, even over in Europe, they just pushed their retirement age to 70. That's what we're trying to do right now. We're basically going to have to push Social Security back. Nobody's going to get rid of Social Security. What they're going to do is they're going to push it back so far that you'll be dead before you ever get it. And it's because it's really an illiquid system. I think for every like 2 people paying into it, there's somebody receiving it. The government has leached off of Social Security for so long. Then what they did is they attached the Social Security Disability Fund, which is, I mean, the last I checked, probably somewhere around 13 million people are collecting off of it. And that comes from Social Security also. So people used to get the full amount at 62.5. That's crazy inflation.
Now, something he said was that you're going to be dead before you even can collect retirement, which we know America don't have much longer here. This whole system is about to crash soon. Okay? But they're setting it up where they're pushing the age of retirement back, which means that what? You have to work until you reach a certain age before you can get your retirement. Your 401k, your pension, which there is no more pensions. You'd be lucky if you get your 401k and your Social Security. Okay? But they keep pushing the age back. So what? So you can be dead before you can even receive your benefits. If you're a so-called working American, you know what I'm talking about. You go bust your ass at a particular job for 30, 40, 50 years, and you can't retire. Which means what? You got to continue to work. That's why the lady at the Publix was making my sandwich at 70 years old. This lady moving slow as hell. I'm like, what's going on? I gotta go. We ain't got all night. Let's go. Why? Because she can't retire. She can't afford to retire anymore. Which means what? You got to work until you're dead. The small hats are greedy. They want more of your tax dollars, more of your money. So you got to work until you're dead, till you croak over, till you die on a job somewhere, man. Okay? Old ass lady, somebody grandma, making me a damn salad. I'm like, what's going on? What is this? This lady should not be working. She moving slow as hell. Because what? She ain't supposed to be working. She's supposed to be someone retired. But this is America. Okay? And it's going to get worse and worse. As this place go further on, it's going to get worse and worse, man. Most people today will never retire going forward. You're never going to retire. Which means what? No rest. This is why we long for the kingdom of heaven, because in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to get true rest. We're going to get true peace. Okay? And if America goes on any longer, you're going to work until your ass drop dead in the field, bro. It's no different. It's slavery. Perpetual slavery.
And then even with that, you'll hear people say that, oh, I can't live off of that. And what they do is they have another retirement. Like my parents, they're lucky. They did good. They were both retired military, and then they became teachers, and then they just retired as teachers. So they're basically both double retired, and now they get Social Security. My generation will get nothing.
So what he's saying is his parents had to go to the military and risk their lives. They had to come back and be teachers, just to retire and be kind of okay. You see? They want to work you till you're dead, bro. That's how you know America's being ruled and ran by the small hats. They want to work you till you're dead, basically. All right? There is going to be no retirement. There's going to be no more, retiring. It's just work until you drop dead, nigga. So even your everyday, average Edomite Americans are now the slaves. The woman I saw in the Publix making and the Lord had it all happen for a reason, bro. Because I already had in my mind I was going to this lesson. But before I came home on the way from work, I stopped to get a salad. And I saw this lady who had to be at least 70 years old making me a fucking salad, moving slow as hell, hands shaking. She about to drop dead right there. She supposed to be retired a long time ago. But guess what? She wasn't. Why? Because she can't afford to retire. She got to continue to work here in America. All right? This place is through.
Will not have. I did not work in the government. That's great for all those government workers out there that will get all those taxpayer pensions. But what about the rest of us?
They ain't even getting their checks anymore. You get a government shutdown and government worker. Being a government worker is not even a promising job anymore. You don't see what this means? You don't see where this is going? Your government is effing you. You can work your whole life away and not have nothing to show for it.
That pay into it, well, we're going to get nothing. I won't have a pension from a job because jobs don't give pensions anymore. And Social Security won't be there at the full amount at 62 and a half like it was for your parents. You'll have to wait till you're 70 minimum. And by the time you get to that age, if you can hold out to 70 to try to get the full amount, they'll have pushed it back to 72, 74. The point is they need everybody to keel over because they don't have the money to give you anymore.
You've been robbed. Hey, call HALAL YAHAWASHI Salakia. I'm on the sauce. Okay. But call HALAL YAHAWASHI because this means that this place is through. They don't even have the money to give you for your retirement. They stole your money. They stole your retirement money. I just pulled out of my 401k the other day because every 6 months, I'm going to pull out of that shit because y'all know damn well if I let it sit there, it's not going to be there when I need it. So every 6 months, I pull out of my 401k. It ain't much, okay? It ain't much to begin with, but I ain't finna let you have that little bit of money that I got that came out of my check. It's my money and I want it now, okay? But what Esau is doing is he's having you build up and work up, you know, put all your money in his systems, and he's robbing you when you're not paying attention. They're taking out of your pensions. They're taking out of your 401ks. So guess what? There is no retirement. So by the time you come to retire, you got no money because you've been getting robbed this whole time. While you working and busting your ass, this man pulling out your check before you even get it. Okay? That's the reality of America, bro. And it's only going to get worse. Let me let this finish.
All days are done. Inflationary pressure is still there, and it's going to keep going because your government doesn't know how to stop printing money. They don't know how to stop printing money, funding foreign wars, and doing things that basically destroy our dollar. And they just don't know how to stop. And the past 20, 30, 40 years of these politicians are going to have ruined everything for your generation and your children's. So it's interesting just when you think about it, like what happens when you get older? What happens when you turn 50 or 55 or 60 and let's say you're in a job that has manual labor and your back goes out or your knees go out? Well, they're going to start making it harder, I think, to even get Social Security disability because, again, it's becoming an illiquid fund. So
they don't have the money, all right? They don't have the money to give you, all right? You go to these jobs and you bust your fucking back, and guess what? If you get a workhouse injury, you're not getting paid for it. If you get work on these jobs, you don't even get paid. I remember the beloved brother Daniela that passed. YAHAWAH, rest that brother's soul. Beautiful brother, bro. That brother got hurt on the job. He got hurt. His leg got split. And he had to act like he wasn't hurt. He had to continue to work. Because he knew if he would told them devils that he got hurt, they would have fired him. Okay? The Bible says we are yet this day in our captivity, man. And now Esau's starting to feel it. You know what's getting bad when the Edomites feeling it. We are yet this day in our captivity. Let me read this real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 8 in the NLT. Everything is meaningless. All that working and slaving you doing for this man is meaningless. It has no value. It's not going to save you. It's not going to promise you a promising future. It says the teacher, completely meaningless. All right? And that's America. No matter how hard you work and bust your ass for this place, it's not going to look out for you. is through. All right? This is why the best thing we could do right now is be serving YAHAWASHI to get better off, to be better off in the world to come. Because this world is finished. This current rulership, Esau's kingdom, it's over with. All right? Your parents, the baby boomers, hey, they had it a lot better than we are. And it's worse for us, and it's going to be even worse for our children.
Well, just what's going to happen to people? My prediction is in about 10 years from now, I know a lot of areas homelessness has increased, but I really think in about 10 years, you're going to see a whole lot of homeless people. And I think America's...
He said 10 years. 10 months. Okay? 10 months. Here we are coming into the end of this year, January. Trump talking about getting rid of the IRS, getting rid of Section 8, getting rid of the food stamps. All these programs that you've been living off of is going to be gone. In the next 10 months, this is why he's getting all these troops in place. Besides the fact that he's been found to be a damn pedophile and a murderer and possibly going to get impeached, he's getting all his troops in place because he knows there's going to be civil unrest. He knows people are going to lose their shit when they find out that their whole lives and pensions have been stolen. Understand something. Your government are nothing but crooks in fucking suits and ties. Okay? Thieves. They've been stealing from you. A woman came out that worked with the Bush administration. She said how all your tax dollars were being spent on building them bunkers to run and hide in. You see, we at the end of this place, America's on its last days, and niggas still don't know what the fuck is going on. Jake still don't get it. You still don't see it. Do you get it now? America's through. A nigga go work 7 days a week for nothing when you are literally on a sinking ship. The best thing we could have ever done is come and serve YAHAWASHI. The best thing we could have ever done is reverence YAHAWASHI. When I go to this damn job, on my break, I'm serving YAHAWASHI. Because I know that when all hell breaks loose, they're going to fire they're going to let me go anyways. And the best thing I'm going to have is the works I've done and the faith I've kept for YAHAWASHI. That's all we have. You don't have shit here. Your dollar is worthless. This economy is going to collapse and tank. All we have is serving YAHAWASHI, bro. That's all we got. If you got a fucking inkling of sense, you'll be doing this work. And if not, you're going to melt with the rest of these Babylonians that's still waiting for their fucking pension. All right? Yeah, this that Kahana channel. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell it to you straight. America is fucked. This place is done. There is going to be no more America. And that's what they're telling you in this video. You can work your whole life away trying to be a good fucking nigga, and they's taking your money. Your 401k, your pension, they snipping that shit. I went into my HR's office the other day and said, hey, I need to pull out my 401k. I need to pull a hardship because bitch, life is hard. Okay? Guess what? Oh, the internet was down. The internet was down. You see, you gotta have passion for this truth too, bro, because we understand what this means. The internet was down, which means what? All this money I put into the system is my money I put in there. You mean to tell me I gotta wait for the internet to come back on for me to get my money? I gotta wait another day or two to get my money? America's through. There is no more America. There is no more dream or American dream. Wake up and snap out of it. Smell the coffee.
is gonna become this weird place that almost dystopian, where it's just gonna basically be the haves and the have-nots. It's already there. The middle class is already.
He said the haves and the have-nots. Okay? Which that really breaks down to the have-yachts and the have-nots. If you ain't got a fucking yacht, you gonna have not. Okay? If you're not super rich, you're gonna be super poor. There is gonna be no more middle class. Do you understand? I'm trying to break this down as simple as possible as I can. America is through. Okay? Your pastor ain't gonna tell you this, but America is done. It's finished.
Some would have wrote it out, but there's still a little bit left. Most people are tapped out on credit cards, have almost no savings, and are paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
I made a video about that before. As of last year, about 2 out of 3 people didn't even have $500 in their account, liquid money, in case something happens. So you got like 2 out of 3 people in this country that are basically.
Ask yourself, do you have $500 in your account? Do you have $500 in your account right now? And I ain't talking about because it's Friday, you about to get paid. I'm talking about Wednesday. Okay? Or the first of the month. Do you have $500 in your account? No. Which means you live paycheck to paycheck. You think that's by coincidence? That's by design. Okay? They set it up that way. Okay?
A paycheck away from becoming homeless. Now, when the homelessness crisis starts to really hit, because people will lose everything, they won't be able to afford a home, won't be able to afford anything. This will also come if you have a major recession or a depression in the future. But as of right now, I'm just saying, as your age, we're just only talking about your age alone. But what's going to happen to people when they get to that age where they can't work anymore? They're really, really struggling to work. Those days of retiring at 60 or 55, they're over. I don't think people pretty soon will ever retire. I think you'll have to work until you unalive.
So retirement has become such a big issue here in America.
You heard that? You gotta work until you unalive. That was always the goal. To work you more and more and more and give you less and less and less. All right? Let's grab this real quick. Do the spirit. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils, those bad times that's coming, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. You know what a pilgrim is? Someone with no set dwelling place. Man, you're not going to have a home. Pretty soon we all going to be fucking homeless. You're not going to be able to afford to pay for your home, your house, your Wi-Fi, your electricity bill. Everything is going up. Everything is going up. I got a bill in the mail a few months ago saying because of the tariffs, your electricity bill is going to go up $60. The fuck they got to do with me? What? What? $60 on your electricity bill because of Trump's tariffs. This is not by coincidence. This is by design. Okay? It says, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. I mean, you can't get too caught up in this place and what you have and what you don't have, because eventually it's all going to not mean shit anyways. Okay? And he says, he that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not be able to dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, and he that planted the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. No matter how much work you put in, it's not going to matter. Quite frankly. They that marry, as they that shall get no children. Why? Because you can't afford children in this economy. I had a woman tell me today she want to have kids. I want to have kids. I want to be a mother. I said, bitch, you see this economy? You can't afford to have kids right now. I would love to have 10 sons. Can I afford it? Absolutely fucking not. And not to mention we in hell. Okay? We in hell here in America. It wouldn't be wise to be having a bunch of babies right now, bro. Unless you want to see them starve to death. And we know the Lord gonna take care of us, but guess what? A lot of people are about to starve. They're about to die. You about to see a lot of people that's just gonna be through. No hope and no mercy. It says, and they that marry, and they that marry not as the widowers, and therefore they that labor in vain. You got niggas that's going to work every day. I got niggas that told me, oh brother, I can't come to the camp because I gotta go to work in my job. I don't want them to see me out there in my job. Nigga, you ain't gonna have a job soon. Nigga, you don't get it? This place is through. You working 7 days a week for nothing. You gotta go to work 7 days a week thinking they're gonna have a better future. But guess what? It's for nothing. You're being robbed. Highway robbery right before your eyes. And you still don't get it? You still don't understand what's going on? It's over. America's through. If you ain't seen it by now, it's because your ass through. It says, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods. Overthrow their houses. You got goddamn sleeper cells in here in America, man. America's getting taken over by the Muslims. They can't wait to get that green card to go ahead and do what they want to do to you people, man. All the people that came in through the border, middle-aged men that ain't Latino or Jamaican or Haitian that ain't getting snatched up by ICE, they're set up somewhere getting ready to run down on your black ass. Okay? Your government's paying them to make a move on you because they can't depend upon their own military. They know the military ain't gonna come against their own people. So they brought people into this country, not from this country, and they're gonna use them against you. It says, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. Yeah. Come in there and snatch your children up. Kicking your door, snatching, taking your food, popping your wife right in front of you, bro. I'm keeping the straight blood raw. I'm not here to tend to nobody's fucking emotions, bro. They gonna take these fucking channels down anyways. Okay? We're here to tell you the fucking truth, whether you like it or not. America is over with. America is done. Your own government has put foreign troops into this country. It might be right next door to your ass, getting ready to waiting for that phone call. Green light, boom, 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 boom. They're kicking in your fucking door. Okay? Raping your daughter and your wife right in front of you. If not your sons too. Rummaging through your pantry. Taking all your shit. This is what's coming to America. If you ain't on the right side of YAHAWASHI, you finna get left. The best thing we could have ever done is serve YAHAWASHI, man. Because you're going to need protection in these times we're coming into. It says, where was I at? Salakia. It says, For strangers shall, who's these strangers? These foreign nations. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine they shall get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities and their houses. You got niggas decking their houses with Christmas lights right now. Is you stupid? Is you dumb? I seen that on the one way heading to work. You got my neighbors. They decking their houses with Christmas lights. Running up the light bill for some damn holidays. Nigga, you stupid? Is you dumb? Everybody gonna lose their jobs soon. Everybody getting laid off. Everybody gonna be struggling. This economy's gonna fail. We're coming into a greater depression than the first time. You have a recession, then you have a depression. Because once the recession come, your ass finna be depressed. The more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more I will be angry with them for their sin, saith the Lord. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity when she decketh herself, and she accuse her to her face when he cometh that shall defend him that delighteth, that diligently search out every sin upon the earth. Hey, the Lord is coming to search you out, man. And if you ain't right, if you ain't of YAHAWASHI's chosen, you through. All right? That's it. You through. That's what this video is about. Retirement in America is collapsing. There is no future for America, bro. Your elites know this. That's why they're investing their money into bunkers. When all hell break loose, they're going to run and hide it in their bunkers.
Concern. In fact, listen to this. 78% of millennials expect to work past the normal retirement age to ensure financial security. And a real big problem right now is that they keep pushing the retirement age. You have to work so long to be able to hope to collect some of these benefits that are being promised for retirement.
Yeah, we all need to be concerned, and you all need to be concerned as younger Americans. It is very easy to have a good job and end up in my predicament at my age, which is 59, where you don't have any savings to retire, and you know, it's a struggle to pay bills, and considering that a bag of chips is as much as an hour minimum wage pay is pretty messed up. But anyway, we all have to, think about solutions, and solutions aren't billionaires running our government, for sure.
I think it'd be really good for people to start thinking about other options for retirement. If the plan is to just work until that retirement age and then hope to collect money at that point in time, that may not work out so well, because number one, you're going to have to work so long that by the time you reach that retirement age, how much longer are you really going to be able to enjoy your retirement? Number two, because they keep moving it, right?
We need to talk about raising the retirement age. I don't know why everybody's afraid of raising the retirement age. We're living longer, and we're working longer anyway. And let me know nobody actually, retires and then goes and jumps on the hammock.
Absolutely not. Stop. And the millennials and Gen Zers, we're still going through the grieving process of losing the American dream, not even being able to buy a house. Now you want to kick the can down the road and have us work till we're 75? We've been in a building from 9 to 5 since we were 4 years old. We go to school from 4 to 24. Then we thought we were going to work for 40 years, which was already exhausting enough. Now you want to kick the can down till we're 80 years old? We're working.
They're kicking the can down the road. Them old hags was saying, how can you be mad about retirement? No, what, bitch? What? You about to die. We still got, decades ahead of us, and you telling us we got to fucking continue to work for all that time? There is no more retirement? And that shows you this cold country is a scam. They're pulling back the age of retirement every other year so you can continue to work and slave away for your If I say this, I might get the channel banned. But for your Jewish rulers, okay? All your tax dollars that you're working for, because when you work, they're taxing you and they're pulling money out of your taxes, or they're taxing you and they're pulling money out of your check before you can get your own check. Guess where that money's going? To Israel. All right?
2 jobs. Not because we're going to go buy a lake house or get a pool or go on a vacation. We're working 2 jobs just so we can afford to split rent with another adult. 30s and 40s.
You got people working 2, 3, 4 jobs just to split rent. They got roommates. And I've had roommates before. I ain't doing no more fucking roommates, bro. Okay? I can't do no more fucking roommates, man. But you got grown ass adults in their 50s and 60s with roommates. You don't own your house. And if you go buy a house, you're a fool. They're pulling back the age of I mean, they what? They had 30-year mortgages, and now they just proposed for 50-year mortgages, which means you got to pay off a fucking house for 50 years. For 50 years, you paying off your house. You'll never own that house. And even when you own the house, guess what? They still own it. Don't pay your property taxes for a year. They come in to repossess. They still own your house. You see? People don't know what's going on, but we see what's going on, and we're speaking and reporting on it. Through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, while everybody else is still lost and confused.
Year-olds are living with roommates because they can't afford shit, working 50 hours plus driving Uber on the weekends, and now you want...
The holidays are
I gotta bring that back.
Which is why some
Slovakia. He said you got 50 and 60-year-olds driving Uber on the weekends to make up for the money they're not getting. They gotta work and work and work and work. Like I said, I went to Publix today, and it was this woman had to be at least 70 years old, making my salad, moving slow as hell. I'm like, what is this? So the brother I said, what is, you was there, bro. What is this? Why the fuck is this 7-year-old lady making my salad moving slow as hell? Because she can't retire because guess what? Her country has robbed her. America's through, bro. If you can't see it because the Lord blinded you, because you through with it, quite frankly. All right? There is no future for America. It's over with.
You know what the politicians are going to do? They're starting to...
Let's bring this back. I'm gonna get this
Actually,
close out.
retires and then goes and jumps on the hammock.
Absolutely not. Stop. The millennials and Gen Zers, we're still going through the grieving process of losing the American dream, not even being able to buy a house. Now you want to kick the can down the road and have us work till we're 75?
You already said we're losing the American dream. In order to attain the American dream, you got to be dead fucking asleep. You got to be dead asleep. The thing about American dream. There is no more American dream. America's through.
And we've been in a building from 9 to 5 since we were 4 years old. We go to school from 4 to 24. Then we thought we were going to work for 40 years, which was already exhausting enough. Now you want to kick the can.
But you got people still going to school. You still going to college to rack up a bunch of debt that you'll never be able to afford to pay off. No matter what kind of job you get. Then you go to school for these jobs, these particular careers, and guess what? You never get them. You got people with master's degrees working at Subway, making fucking sandwiches. I mean, the rationality is completely have left the building. You people have not rationed what's going on. Like, think. Use your fucking head. America's done. This place is through. There is no more America. There is no more American dream. They that look out the windows be darkened because what is looking very bleak outside. Pretty soon, the motherfucker gonna be kicking in your window, okay, to break in your house and take your food because they ain't got no food. That's the reality. We not here to sugarcoat it with you or be politically correct or speak nice to you or tell you what you want to hear. We here to tell you the fucking truth, and the truth hurts. In 4 or 5 months, it's gonna be bitches banging on your door and your window, breaking in your windows to break in your house and take your food. Okay? If you have any. This is the reality that's coming.
And down to we're 80 years old, we're working 2 jobs. Not because we're going to go buy a lake house or get a pool or go on vacation. We're working 2 jobs just so we can afford to split rent with another adult. 30s and 40-year-olds are living with roommates because they can't afford shit, working 50 hours plus driving.
30 and 40-year-olds are living with roommates because they can't afford shit. You hear what he's saying? He's telling you the truth. You got people that's 50 and 60 that still got roommates. They can't afford to live on their own. They don't own their houses.
Uber on the weekends, and now he wants to retire later. You know what the politicians are going to do? They're starting to talk about all this shit now. They're going to wait until the final boomer actually retires. Then they're going to want to raise the retirement age so that the millennials and Gen Zs get fucked because they don't want to lose any votes from the boomer generation. So no, 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 no.
Nurses are not eligible to retire until we're 67 years old. We have to work.
Did you hear that? Nurses are not able to retire until they're 65 years old. That means you got to work until you're 65. Or did you say 75? Let's bring that back.
Now he wants to retire later. You know what the politicians are going to do? They're starting to talk about all this shit now. They're going to wait until the final boomer actually retires. Then they're going to want to raise the retirement age so that the millennials and Gen Zs get fucked because they don't want to lose any votes from the boomer generation. So no, 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 no.
Nurses are not eligible to retire until we're 67 years old. We have to work until we're 67 in order to receive full benefits. But they've blessed us with the opportunity for increased benefits if we work till age 70. Most of our patients...
Listen to what she about to say. Listen to what she about to say, man.
Until we're 67 in order to receive full benefits. But they've blessed us with the opportunity for increased benefits if we work till age 70. Most of our patients are gone by age 70. The military, they get...
You see, people don't know what the fuck going on. She said nurses got to work till they're 65 years old, and you're blessed, and they're promised extra benefits if you work to 70. But the people who they're helping and working for, people who need their help, that's it. They're not even living to 70. They're gone by 70. He's telling you to work harder and longer while he's pumping more poison into your food, your water, and your air. So you don't even live that long in the first place to receive the benefits. So basically it's work until you die here in America. That's your American dream, which is an American nightmare. Work until you croak.
retire after 20 years of service. The police, they get to retire after 20 years of service. Firefighters, they get to retire after 25 years of service. And teachers...
And all these retired whores want to go be a nurse. I'm going to go be an... Every bitch you meet is in nursing school. They think that's a promising future. There is no future in nursing. It's all a sham and a scam.
They get to retire after 30 years of service. And we can't leave this profession until we're 67 in order to receive full benefits.
Meaning, if you leave at 64, you don't get your benefits. You don't get to retire. You got to go apply for another job. I feel like people don't really understand what's going on. I feel like people really don't get the reality of the situation.
Stay until we're 70, we can get increased benefits. 70 years old.
And then also, what if the retirement benefits are not available to you? You have to be able to plan for these things. So thinking about some other options right now, What can you do? Do you have any assets? Can you work towards getting some assets right now, like real estate? Maybe think about the option of, you know, if you can't retire comfortably in this country, what other countries maybe could you retire to when it does come to that point in time? In fact, I
So now you gotta move.
personally have a family member that worked pretty much his whole life here in the United States and then now has retired to a country in Europe where he can use his American dollars to really live a lot better of a quality of life there than what he would be able to afford here in the US. So it's something to think about, you know. I know that we are considering options later on if we maybe couldn't afford to live here in the United States. What other countries could we look at? Because you don't know what's going to happen in the future, and then you don't want to wait until the last minute to start thinking about or planning for these things because it could very well be too late. So just some food for thought. I hope that this video has helped you maybe think about a few things. If you have any comments that you'd like to share, please leave them down below, especially if maybe you're nearing retirement age right now. How is that going for you? Do you find that you're able to comfortably afford retirement, or do you find that you are struggling and maybe you are thinking of some other options, or do you think that you would have planned for some other options? Please share that.
Yeah, there you go, man. All right. There is no more options. That's why I said the door to life's opportunities be shut. It's over with, bro. All right. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1 in the NLT. It says, "Come down, virgin daughter of Babylon," which is America, "and sit in the dust. For your days of sitting on a throne have ended." America is through, bro. I can't say this in any more different languages. America is through. Your days of sitting on the throne is over. The brother Arya has everything here is gone. It's over with, bro. If you can't see that by now, it's because the Lord has blinded you so you can fall with this place. There is no more America. There is no more American dream. The fuck are you working 60 hours a week for? Okay? I go to my job and put in a bare fucking minimum because I know that if you gonna fire me, you're gonna fire me any fucking ways. I'm not gonna go in here and risk my whole life and, you know, body to work for a company that's gonna just let me go anyways. They're about to fire all of us, bro. Everybody about to get laid off. That's why I said earlier in the video, the best thing we could have chosen done is serve YAHAWASHI. You got niggas that's working 7 days a week serving Esau and they're gonna die anyways. Look at this video right here. 444 both ways. 144 both ways. And that says Americans are being priced out of groceries and electricity. This is the breaking point. Boy, you can't make this up, boy. Boy, you cannot make this up. You ain't gonna be able to afford your electricity or a grocery soon. And they putting it in your face. You got billionaires, gazillionaires, these wicked elites who just hoarding all the wealth while you out here struggling to pay your bills. You struggling to pay the last $100 on your light bill. Like, what the hell? The game is rigged. If you haven't realized by now, it's all rigged. It's all flawed. Come and sit in the virgin daughter of Babylon. It's like come down, virgin daughter of Babylon, and sit in the dust. For your days of sitting on a throne have ended, O daughter of Babylonia. Never again will you be the lovely princess, tender and delicate. Yeah, this America's through, bro. You ain't gonna ever be a tender, delicate princess again. All right? You about to be stripped, butt ass naked, and and ravished like in the streets. That's what's coming to America. Take heavy millstones and grind flour. Remove your veil and strip off your robe. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? When you go into the word spoil or spoiled, it means to rip off your clothes violently. This shit over with, bro. It's through. America is through. If you can't see it by now, it's because your ass through too. The plane is falling. If you haven't noticed it yet, it's because you gonna fall with it and be destroyed. Expose yourself to public view. America is being exposed to public view. These other nations are looking at America like, wow, this is an abominable place. Send nukes at it. You don't get it yet? This is why we ain't worried about fucking Genesis and the Gentile argument. We passed that Gentile argument, bro. If you can't get that by now, nigga, your ass is done. If you still arguing about whether or not heathen can be saved, you're fucking done. You're through. We passed that by now. Okay? If you can't get it by now, it's because YAHAWAH is not dealing with you. I can't do shit for you. Ain't nothing I can say to convince you. YAHAWAH has rejected you. That's why them guys doing what they doing. I don't give a fuck about a Gentile argument. Nigga, we passed that. The time of arguing about who a Gentile and who not is over with. We speak on it, okay, to mark these guys that's teaching false doctrine, but we know that the Lord is using them for his purpose. The deceived and deceiver are his. YAHAWAH is doing his will. You got rapper niggas that want to rap about the truth. And the Lord got their ass over there clapping hands and applauding Deacon Hakah and fucking Hassad. Fuck them niggas. Them niggas about to melt. Fuck, I like going back and forth with a skeleton. With a corpse. With a tombstone. YAHAWAH, and I did the video 2 or 3 weeks ago. Going to this, them niggas sold out. They ain't the only ones. Okay? They're through. And anybody who followed them are through with them. YAHAWAH is done with this place. And anybody who ain't getting with the program, your ass is done too. That's it. Let me finish up and grab these preachers and close out, man. It says, you will be naked and burdened with shame. I will take vengeance against you without pity. Our Redeemer, whose name is the Lord of heaven's armies, is the Holy One of Israel. O beautiful Babylon, sitting out in darkness and silence. That's what America about to do. Sit in darkness. It's going to come a day where they're going to cut these fucking lights off, bro. It's going to come a day where you're going to be flicking that switch back and forth and the lights ain't going to cut on. I paid the bill. What's going on? What's happening? I paid the bill. Yeah. I paid the bill. What's happening? Nigga, it's over. It's through. You lost. Never again will you be known as the Queen of Kingdoms, which just told you this is a queendom. For I was angry with my chosen people and chosen them by letting them fall into your hands. Slakia. For I was angry with my chosen people and punished them by letting them fall into your hands. But you, Babylon, showed them no mercy. You oppressed even the elderly. You said, I will reign forever as queen of the world. You did not reflect on your actions or think about their consequences. Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom, living at ease, this is an NLT, and feeling secure. You will say, I am the only one, and there is no other. I will never be a widow or lose my children. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood and the loss of children. Yes, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic. America's through, bro. Stand in thine enchantments, Because guess what? This place is through. All right? Let's see what we got on the comment board. And the water to all you beloved Akim that dropped these precepts. The brother Altazwam 555 will go subscribe to their brother channel. It's the second in command in the camp. It says in Maze Runner, the company brainwashing the children was called Wicked. Then they sent a girl in to deceive the main character with a message saying, "Wicked is good." Right? Like that fucking show they promoting Wicked. They got a movie out right now called Wicked, which just came out. Now they come out with a part 2, which shows you they're promoting wickedness, man. He dropped 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10 in the NLT. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction because they refuse to love and accept the truth that will save them. Yeah, a lot of you people, you refuse to love and accept this truth that will save you, man. You refused and rejected YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. Guess what? Now you about to be rejected. All right? That's the cold hard truth.
Down below, and I hope to catch you in the next video.
Salakia.
If we maybe couldn't afford to live here in the United States, what other countries could we look at? Because
people are talking about moving to other countries now, bro. What the fuck? They want to move to another country because they know America's through. Which we told you America was through. Works of Faith 144. The brother Amawan, watch and subscribe to his brother channel. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried, "Mighty Babylon," with a strong voice, saying, "Babylon the great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils." America's through, bro. There is no more America. There is no more American dream. This is it. Go watch the movie, This Is It. I love that movie. I got it on DVD. This is it. It shows you all these celebrities getting destroyed and swallowed up in the pits of hell because guess what? They was helping forward this kingdom. Michael Jackson's last tour before he knew he was about to die and get sacrificed was what? This is it. Verse 2. "And the hold of every foul spirit and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird." He put Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. "When the righteous are in authority, the people mourn, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." And people are mourning right now. They trying to figure out why they ain't getting their pensions and their damn 401ks. Like I said, every 6 months, I pull out of my 401k. I'd rather put it in a shoebox than leave it in the hands of these devils because guess what? They gonna steal your money. When this economy collapses, your money's gone. Okay? This is super_man alien. "The sheep love to live in the world of delusion and denial." Right. That's why the majority of them will submit to that beast system willingly. Yeah, like the movie or the show, what was it called, bro? Damn. The show Utopia. They showed you that. People was literally begging for the vaccine. We want the vaccine. We want the vaccine. People was begging for the vaccine. So that's what's gonna happen when all hell breaks loose. That's why you got niggas out there begging for the food stamps back. Every nigga that was begging for them food stamps back, they're gonna be begging for that MOTB, bro. Watch out for them niggas. Even the ones in your family that was crying about their food stamps, they're gonna be crying about the MOTB. Brother Arya Kayal is saying everything here is gone, right? And it's only the elect that's gonna be able to see it. Everybody else is blinded. They still think they got 10, 15 years. Niggas planning out cruises and vacations and retirement. There is no more retirement. That's what I just showed you in this video. The retirement in America is collapsing. There is no more retirement. Okay? They're sending all your retirement money to Israel. He put Revelation chapter 18, verse 17. "For 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off." Verse 18, "And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Why? Because they saw America being destroyed. They thought they was going to come over here with all their goods and make a fortune. And right before they got here, they saw America being destroyed. All right? America's through. You got ships coming back and forth to this country, dropping off these bitch-ass goods that ain't no good. It's going to come a day, they're going to burn America up with thermonuclear fire, and they're going to be crying because they're going to realize that they can't make money anymore off America, man. All right? He put Psalm chapter 73, verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Esau, okay? He ain't been catching hell like we've been catching hell, but now he about to catch hell. You about to feel it now. Okay? Like I said in the last video, you the new niggas. You the new niggas. Revelation chapter 18, verse 7, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. America been living deliciously. And I always bring this out, bro. It shows you America's been living deliciously. Did you know that America uses more power on AC? America uses more energy on AC than all the countries combined use electricity. Did you know that? America uses more power or energy on cooling down their houses than all the nations combined do at all. So you've been living in comfort here. And we've been here enjoying it too. I ain't gonna hold you. But that's coming to an end. It says, and live deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she hath in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and she see no more sorrow. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day. America's going to be destroyed in one day, in 1 hour actually, you know, by thermonuclear missiles. It says, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. So Americans think they're gonna retire and get a pension and live happily ever after. Nigga, it's promised to be destroyed with thermonuclear fire. Wake up. Super_man alien said, Jake don't own shit, not even these old fucked up body of flesh we're in. Complete slaves until the return of YAHAWASHI. Right. You don't even own your own body, bro. Our own bodies are being, you know, I saw a video just a minute ago how they were saying how these smartphones, they're feeding off of your thoughts and your emotions and everything, and they're taking pictures of you every second. You know, if you really understood the wickedness that's going on, if you really understood how through we are here, you will be serving YAHAWASHI too fervently, okay? If you truly understand how fucked up this place was, you'll be giving your mornings, evenings, and nights to YAHAWASHI like I am. If you really understood that. If you truly understood how through this place was, you'll be giving your whole life to YAHAWASHI, because that's the only hope we got, all right? You work all day, every day, and still have nothing to show for it. All right? We in hell. This is hell. Ain't no place on the ground burning with fire and a man with a pitchfork. No, nigga, this is hell. You got red men walking among us every day. That ain't did a damn thing to earn their positions, but in positions of power. That ain't fit to rule in any sense of the term, but are ruling over us. You think this is by coincidence? The Lord set this up, man. So I wanted to bring this video out to show you that the future of America is looking very bleak. All you niggas think you're gonna make some money, that it's gonna be good, and you thinking that you straight, you got another thing coming. This is it. All right, this is it. YAHAWASHI is through. YAHAWASHI is done. With that being said, I'm gonna say call halal, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son. In the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles, the great millstone who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to those who like scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. We almost out of here. Continue to pray for a few days, cause hey, the end is very closer than we believe. All right. The water YAHAWASHI shall give them the spirit to preach this gospel and this truth. Pray be edifying to those who elect. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles, the great millstone who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to those who like scattered abroad. Shalom.